what does it mean to make it? Like, I realized that I've put a ton of pressure on myself over the last few years to make it, but I don't know that I ever knew exactly what that meant. Besides maybe finding a life where there's no background noise literally every time I turn on a camera. Between the sirens and the lawnmower, this is a really, really nice vibe. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. But in reality, I've realized, like, in so many ways, I already have made it. And all these expectations that I put on myself that were vague and impossible to fulfill, well, I can just let those go. They have made the secret tunnel super cool with just an endless amount of street art. I came all the way downtown only to realize that, like, I didn't put the memory card back in my camera. I need a second memory card anyways, but this is not how I wanted it. Anyways, absent-minded vlogging Jay is back and in true form. Anyways, I was gonna go to BHV anyways to try and get this guy a sweater. Cooper needs a sweater, partially because it's getting cold, partially because he's got a little bit of a sore spot on his throat that we've got to protect while creaming it. That sounds weird. And you know, BHV's got memory cards too, so sweater, memory card first. The thing about BHV is that their men's department is behind the main store, which is just kind of, I mean, you know, and next to the pet store. Anyways, they have their own pet store as well. So, and it tends to have a really good selection of pet clothes. At least it used to. So we're gonna give that a try. And it's closed, of course. And the street is blocked. Well, we'll get through this eventually. I'm gonna be late for lunch if I don't. Go. Now, if walking into a department store to buy a last minute SD card because I really needed it isn't making it, I don't know what is. I think I've officially made it. What I was gonna say up front was that what I've realized is that for me, making it was never about like being huge or famous, like getting millions of subscribers, tons of money, whatever. It was about stability. And I didn't know that. When I was putting all this pressure on myself to make it, I masked it in other things. Obviously, I've never been on the hunt for subscribers. It's never really been my thing. Cooper is very popular everywhere we go. However, what I really want, what I've always wanted and needed was what just happened. That ability to spend money when I needed it, to be able to buy what I need when I need it, to be able to do what I want and work for myself and just be a professional creative, a full-time me. That's making it for me. Well, we'll talk more. We gotta get out of here. We're at least gonna get him a cheesy chew. That much we're gonna succeed at. All right, so this trip's not a total failure. We got cheese. We'll get a sweater soon. We're late for lunch. Well, we might be on time for lunch. I'm sure you put thought into this. What is making it?
You set a goal. Maybe you reach that goal. You've set out to do something and you've achieved it, but those keep evolving. Those goals we keep setting for ourselves keep changing, and we maybe aim higher, and so making it really just depends on the moment in your life that you're in. So for me, you know, I do feel like in some ways I've done something I never thought I would ever be able to achieve. So, you know, authoring 2 books, but at the same time, it's quite natural to compare yourself to other people and their successes and how far they go. And so in some other respects, I don't feel like I've made it. So it really depends on the day that you find me. And so because I woke up this morning feeling sort of like, oh God, what I really want to do next is not going to happen, or maybe it won't happen, which is different than the story I told myself yesterday, I think it's in flux. So yeah, the summary is, making it is an idea that is in flux.
We're at the Hood, which is a spot that I've been to a handful of times, but is a major favorite of both Prashant and Lindsay's. They come here a lot more often than I do. It's just a long ways away, but it's delicious. Can she figure out how the door works? Jeez. You are not kidding. That is a suitcase.
30 minutes here. Oh, hello.
What does it mean to make it?
To make it,
I don't know. Yeah, in your mind.
in my mind,
Yeah.
is just not caring about what other people think, because you know that you're so on top of your game that you have nothing left to prove. That's making it.
Have you made it?
I have made it.
Ooh,
I made
I
it
like
years
that.
ago. So now everything else that I achieve is just like a cherry on top of this amazing career that I'm blessed to be in.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, because a lot of people I feel like get caught in cycles that never end, but they always want more and nothing's ever enough. So there's something in there. I don't know what you cracked, but like it's good that you did it.
It's the best feeling in the world to not want more constantly, because you'll never be satisfied.
All right, Kate, if you figure out how to bottle that, you need to make sure that you let us know, because like I think there are a lot of people that would like to drink it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Cooper? Have you made it? That's kind of the motivating crux. One of the things that's got me really excited to be back in doing this is that realization that, like, I've made it. I haven't felt that way for a long time because I would always look to someone else. I think that's ultimately like both Lindsay and somebody's falling in the river. Hold on. One time I was giving a bike tour and we went over this bridge, not this bridge that you're seeing now, although we did go over that one a lot. We went over a bridge over the canal and there was a guy that jumped in. I don't know if he was on drugs or like what exactly he was doing, but it's the same kind of thing. You can't really, you can't kill yourself by jumping into like the river or the canal, but I guess you could. I have no idea what was going on over there, but it really makes for, a very exciting moment, one way or another. Anyways, a lot of the energy that I've had in coming back to vlogging in particular and in looking forward is that realization that I don't have to blow up to make it. Like I don't have to go viral. I don't have to have a massive audience. I don't have to have huge sponsors. I don't have to have anything more than I've already had for a couple of years now, more, really. And it's been a long road. If you've been following along, I've been figuring all of this out slowly but surely. Cooper's been a part of that as we go. Of course, he's been teaching me a lot, but I've already made it. And in recognizing that and in not needing to chase anything anymore, not needing to prove anything, I mean, maybe I came to that realization that I didn't need to prove anything before I came to the realization that I'd already made it. I'm not sure. I can just focus back in on this and on you and on re-engaging with whatever it is that we've got going here, because that's always been so good, so fun, so life-giving. It lost that for me for a while, but it wasn't because of this. It was because of what was going on in here. And as I've worked on that, I've been able to free myself to get back to this. And so my hope is to just, hang out with you, do what we do, have a great time, and just focus on strengthening and rebuilding and focusing in on this first and foremost. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So hopefully you're in for that. And I know I am. And we'll see if anybody jumps in any rivers behind us again. I'm pretty sure that's the second time in my vlog somebody's either successfully or attempted to jump into a body of water behind me while filming. I prefer the sirens. I prefer the sirens ultimately. Thanks to today's Patron producer, Patrick O'Brien, and all my patrons for making this possible, for keeping me out with friends like Paul and even Emily. Who, speaking of, I know, again, a lot of teasers this week, but lots of fun, exciting things happening. Emily's a part of that. More to come. Ooh, I am backlit. Also, I've noticed that we're gonna have to figure out the whole like wavy thing for light frequencies, because it's not looking very good. On this camera so far, that's the one complaint that I have, and I know there are a lot of requests to know what the heck I'm talking, like the new camera setup. We'll get to it. But speaking of, I mean, this is kind of an expression of what I'm talking about right now, which is ultimately losing my poverty mentality. Like I've had a very strong poverty mentality my whole life, because I grew up relatively poor, and in a family that had a mentality around money that just wasn't really healthy or helpful, and that's extended itself into my career, into my life now, into so many of the ways that I see the world. Well, I'll quote my barista another time. My local barista, he said something to me that really kind of stood out to me, and I think I'm gonna make an entire video about it as we talk about, I don't know, entering into like an abundance mindset, but that's what I'm trying to get into more than anything right now, is an abundant mindset, a mindset that isn't constrained by the fears surrounding, you know, poverty and so forth, and like leaning into, hey, this is here to stay, what's happening. Obviously, life is out of control, like the universe is completely out of our control, but it doesn't do a whole lot of good to sit around worrying about it. So how do I lean into it, enjoy what's here, and be open to the gifts of the universe? To put it in the words of my coach, I've just got a lot of good influences in my life right now, and it's having an impact. And then the lights come on to illuminate the way. I don't know, that was pretty good timing. Anyways, I've never been to Ralph's restaurant before. Cooper hasn't either. I've been here for their like hot chocolate coffee stand, but Kenzie's here with a couple of friends who I would have introduced you to in London. If you haven't met Kenzie before, we'll say hi inside. It's a pretty fancy bathroom. I've never been to Ralph Lauren for anything besides hot chocolate. I think I did once with Lindsay. That's cool. And in a video when I'm talking about whether or not I've made it, I don't normally do this stuff, so. Just getting a food shot.
It's Michelin star. So.
Oh, she was prepared for that.
Always prepared.
Oh my god. Professionals. This time you'll make it. Yeah, you'll make it in the vlog this time.
I'm sure you.
Here's a little London shot to make up for my sins. I know. I'm sorry. I'll get it in another one.
London next week.
You are? Can you get a shot of Kenzie for me, please? Okay. And just include it in your vlog and pretend it's from in my vlog. I deserve this. Oh my gosh.
Okay, the photos are getting blurred. They are getting. Oh my god.
So didn't do the same thing. Kenzie, for reference, is the one that took me to the Ritz, if you forgot. And she finally just introduced me on her vlog, so go check her out on YouTube. I'll put a link in the corner.
Aww.
If you, and ladies, if you want some really fun, cool, sexy clothing,
Close.
that's what she does.
Thank
She's
you.
very good at it. There she goes. He does. He is a baby Yoda. There you are. So you can, and now you can see yourself. That's the big selling point, among others.
What, your other one didn't have it?
No, my other one didn't have this.
What?
So I can never see myself when I was filming.
Wait, what?
Paul, in 5 words or less, what does it mean to make it?
To make it what?
To make it in like your career in life.
Oh, you can't do this in 5 words. Mate, it's like a whole philosophical fucking discussion.
I like that,
It's like,
though.
is making it being like having the amount of followers that you want? Is it the amount of money that you want? Is it the happiness that you want without the followers and stuff? Like, what is making it?
What is it to you?
I don't know, I haven't figured out yet. You tell me. I think that's the whole part of life, is you never find out what it is to make it, and then you die. But then you are at least fulfilled in your life trying to make it.
Is that fulfilling, trying to make it?
Well, it's that bullshit phrase of, oh, it's the journey that counts, it's not the destination. Are you becoming one of those channels now? With those cliched...
It is all about the journey and
Don't
not the
skate to where the puck is, skate to where the puck is going.